Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at a slightly different thing. We're going to be looking at like bubble sort. So we've done selection sort and insertion sort earlier, but since we're using bubble sort to sort like in the book management system we're using bubble sort to do the titles and the authors, I thought we'd go through it separately today. So here we go. Okay, so over here you can see another program. So today we're going to be looking at bubble sort. So first we're going to be looking at how bubble sort actually works. So we're going to be looking at an example on Wikipedia and then the actual program. So in bubble sort, here you can see. So here we have few numbers. So this is like basically example they have here. So here bubble sort basically like you could just compare two numbers essentially. So here we have like this list, and then you can see that basically it's taking two numbers and then it's just comparing and setting them into place. So you can see 8, like we missed 7, but 8 is over here, then 7. Now you can see 3 and 1, so it's going to switch those because 3 is greater than 1, and we're doing it in ascending order right now. 3 and 5 is fine because 5 is greater than 3. 5 and 6, same thing, 6 is bigger than 5. 6 and 2 will switch, and then basically get the point. So then 6 and 4 will also switch. And that way 6 has found like its final sitting place. And then it's going to start from 1 to 3 again. Now the next aim is to set 5 into its place this time. So 1 and 3, fine. 3 and 5, fine. 5 and 2 will switch. So 5 gets moved one step backwards. And then 4 and 5 will also switch, so 5 gets moved to its final place. And then basically we can continue to see that now 4 and 5 are switched, so 5 is in its place. Now 1 and 3 again. 1 and 3 are fine, so it'll move to 3 and 2. 2 will, and they will get switched. And then now this is essentially the correct thing, like this is finished now, but it's just going to compare like the last, like it's just going to finish off comparing, and now everything is in this place. So here we have, so now you know kind of like how bubble sort works. Then here we have a list of numbers, and then we have, so here we have a list of numbers, so 8, 9, 2, minus 8, 100, and 0. So then I'll just run it once. So you can see that's basically like sorting everything in. So minus 8, 0, 2, 8, 9, and 100. Then here we have for a in range 0 to length of numbers. And here then after that we have for I in range 0 to length of numbers minus a, so as in this one, minus a, and then minus 1. After that, if like num I, so in the first round, I is going to be 0. So if 8, basically. So if 8, we're just going to like look at it just like that. So if 8 is bigger than plus 1, so as in num of 1, which is 9. So if 8 is greater than 9, then it's going to go here. Otherwise, nothing will happen. It'll restart, like it'll go back here. So because 8 and 9, like 8 is not bigger than 9, it's just going to skip past and go back. Then next one, it's going to basically, so if I just sort of like print these, so if I go ahead and print here, we can print extra, wait. So here we can actually print, so here we're going to print these two, just to see like their values. So now if I run it, then here we can first see, so it's starting off with, so I'm putting it in a very unclear place, but the reason it started off with 9 and 2 is because it didn't go into the if condition in the first place, because first it was 8 and 9. So if I just put it over here now, so here we can see the first numbers were 8 and 9. After that, the next numbers were, so here it compared these two and it left it in this place. Then after that, it went to 9 and 2. Now because 9 is bigger than 2, so now num I is basically 9 and this one is 2. So because 9 is greater than 2, then it's going to go into the if condition because it's true. And then here we can see that extra, so it's like an extra variable basically, is equal to num I, which is basically extra is equal to 9 now. Now num I is equal to num I plus 1, which means now 2 has gone into where 9 was, so 2 has become over here, like the index 1. And then now num I plus 1 is basically going to become extra. So now num I plus 1, which is basically this place, index 2, is going to be set to extra, as in the value of 9. So now those two are switched. So now the new is 8 to 9, and then so on. Now again, we can continue seeing, so 9 and minus 8 this time. So because 9 and 2 switch, so now it's 9 and minus 8. Now these two will also switch in the same way. And then we have 9 and 100. Now 9 and 100 will stay like that, because 9 is smaller than 100. Now 100 becomes the maximum value, like the greatest value. And then it's comparing with 0. Now 0 will get moved forward, like to the right. It'll switch places with 100 because 0 is smaller than 100. And then 100 has found its final place in the end. And then it's going to start with the whole loop again, except now 2 is over here and 9 is around here. So then we have 8 and 2, so it's going to start with 8 and 2, and so on. It'll carry forward. So that's essentially how bubble sort works.